Good morning, students. Before going to enter into chapter, let me introduce you the basic concepts which are required here. In school mathematics, you have learnt Euclidean geometry, which was in 9th class, axioms, theorems, constructions relative to geometrical figures like regular polygons, proofs of theorems, deductive method. We have learned historical background and also the contribution of Indians to geometry learnt in 8th class. And from 8th class onwards, you were aware with coordinate geometry also. This is called analytical geometry. In geometry, in coordinate geometry, we have taken Cartesian plane, 4 quadrants, in graph, plotting points and drawing regular polygons, finding areas and perimeters, finding distance between 2 points. This is a most important concept to this topic here. We have seen slope of line in 10th class. We have learnt distance between 2 points, centroid, midpoint formulae, section formulae, very important. These all concepts are useful to this chapter. So, chapter name is locus. Let us begin with the definition. What is locus? Definition: the set of all points which satisfy the given geometrical condition or conditions is called a locus. Let us go in detail by taking some examples. Here I have taken one example. The set of points, here it is set of points in a plane. Set of points in a plane. How they are? Which are, if suppose at a constant distance or from a given point. That point if taken as C. Okay. And that set of points is called locus. Okay. Locus, Locus. The set of points in a plane, this is a plane, set of points in a plane which are at a constant distance r from a given point C. From this point C, some points are taken with the distance r. Means by using your scale, if suppose there is a point which is with the distance of r units from C here. Okay. Assume as it is r units from here to this point, and this is said to be the distance r. If suppose this is not only the point which is with the distance r from point C, you can take one more point like this. This is also with the same distance r units from here. You can take the other point here, and you can take one point here, and one more point is taken this side now. So infinitely there are so many points which are with the distance r units from this point C. If you join all them, you get a figure, no? So that figure is said to be circle. So these all are the points which are taken here. This is the set of points, no? So here set of points means these all points which were taken here and which are at a constant distance r means from this particular point C to any point, if you measure the distance you get a same r, okay, like this. That is with the constant distance you are taking, no? So this set of points is said to be the locus here, okay. This is nothing but a circle here, okay. One more example is taken now. This is a, this is a B, okay. So distance between these 2 points is fixed here and take a midpoint to this. So if suppose it is a midpoint, okay, I am taking a midpoint here and see the set of points in this plane which are equidistant from these 2 points. Equidistant from these 2 points means I think you have an idea about perpendicular bisector. How do you draw that? What is meaning of perpendicular bisector? Perpendicular bisector is nothing but a line which is drawn at the midpoint that is perpendicular to the given line. That is, this is 90 degrees, no? So this line is said to be the perpendicular bisector here. So set of points on this particular line, that is, if you take some points on it, observe carefully, these all points are equidistant from these 2 points. That is, distance from A to this point is equal to B to this point. Distance from A to this point is equal to B to this point. So these 2 points are equidistant to this set of points. So this set of points is called locus here, and in particular this set of points is called a straight line which is perpendicular bisector to a given straight line, given line segment AB. So how can we describe it? Again I am taking example. I want to complete this sentence. The set of points in a plane which are equidistant. Equidistant means equal distance. Equidistant from 2 points. Here 2 points are A and B in my example. Okay, and this set of points is called locus. Locus is nothing but set of points here. And here what is locus? Locus is a straight line here. Here locus is a curve. It is a circle. It is a straight line here. Sometimes you can see it as a curve. Sometimes you can tell it as a straight line. And this straight line is nothing but the perpendicular bisector to this given line segment. Okay. And here it is. If we name it as Mn, we take Mn is locus, which is perpendicular bisector to AB. So Mn is perpendicular to AB is not enough to write. We have to mention it as Mn is the locus which is perpendicular bisector of line segment AB. Okay, it gives them full meaning now. Let us go with some more examples. Okay, what is it here? In a plane, the locus of a point whose distance from a given point O is 5. So we have to take a plane. If suppose it is a plane, the locus of a point whose distance from a given point O is 5 means take a point O first. Okay, it is O, and with this point O take a 5 units distance. Take the distance which is 5 units. If suppose it is 5, assume it as it is 5. This is the point which is taken now asked in the problem. So locus of this point which is 5 units distance from this point means it is variable point actually. So you can shift it to any place on this plane. So what happened then? Then you get a circle. So what is locus here? Locus is nothing but a circle. Set of points which are taken on this circle. So how many points can be taken in this path, in this set? Infinite points can be taken. You can put anywhere on this locus. So not just 3, 4, infinite points are taken. So this everything is said to be a point which is said to be on the locus. Okay, and so on. So here with this example, any point on the locus which is with the same distance 5 units from O. So this is with the same units. O to P4 is equal to 5. O to P3 also, O P5 also, O P6, and whatever you are taking here, they all are with the equal distance from O. No? So with the fixed distance, the points which are taken as a set of points is said to be the circle here, and radius is 5 units here. Okay. Coming to one more example, the locus of a point equidistant from two given points Mn here. That is, take 2 points and draw a segment. Name them as Mn because given in the problem 2 points were taken. Locus of a point equidistant from two given points means what is the set of points which is equidistant from these 2 points? Just now I have explained you. Take a midpoint, or in geometry in 9th class you have learnt how to draw the perpendicular bisector by using compass. You can draw like that also, and here I am taking a perpendicular bisector which is at the midpoint. Okay, this is actually not correct. We have to take exact bisector now. Okay, which is perpendicular. Yeah. So this is our perpendicular bisector on which every point is equidistant to both these 2 points which are M and N here. That is, the set of all the points which are taken, which are lying on this line, are said to be the locus of this particular condition. That is, if suppose you are taking A here, B here, D here, and if you measure the distance BM is equal to BN, you can see MD is equal to ND, you can see that. Measure it and see, you definitely get same distance. So this set of points is called locus. So here what is locus? Locus is nothing but the perpendicular bisector to the given segment Mn here. I hope you got the point. And coming to third one. Here also locus of a point above the x-axis is required. Above the x-axis, whose distance from the x-axis is 2. So first of all, let us draw an x-axis and y-axis here. We have to take the perpendicular, no? So exact a line which is taken as a perpendicular line, which is y-axis here, x dash, y dash. Okay, this is origin. And what is required in the question? Locus of a point above the x-axis whose distance from the x-axis is 2, means this is x-axis, and we have to plot 1, 2, 3 etc. on graph to get complete idea. So 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so on, 1, 2, 3, and here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, so on. So the distance is in the question, locus of point above the x-axis means this is x-axis. Above the x-axis means this portion. Don't go into the below to this x-axis. Above to the axis only you have to focus. And that locus also is with the distance from the x-axis is 2. Means this is 2 now. From here 1, 2. So you have to take a line which is like this. On this line, if you take any point, every point is 2 units distance from x-axis here. This point is 2 units from x-axis if you measure it. So every point lying on it is 2 units from x-axis here. So it is a horizontal which is 2 units from x-axis is said to be the locus here. Okay, coming to synopsis. You have to note down all these points in your fair notes. Okay, let me explain you one by one now. So what is taken in synopsis? First of all, first point, the set of all points satisfying a given condition or a given property is called a locus. Set of all points satisfying a given condition. Here definitely condition will be given. That condition should be satisfied with the set of points. Then thus the set of all those points is called locus. Okay. An equation. If suppose f of xy is equal to 0 is taken, this is said to be the equation of locus. Yes. If suppose equation of locus is said to be yes, then when it is said to be locus of yes, if every point of S satisfies this given equation and every point that satisfies this equation belongs to this particular S. Okay. Generally, a locus can be described by its equation. How do we mention locus? Locus is mentioned by an algebraic equation generally. In XYZ terms, you can see that in every problem of exercises. An equation of a locus is an algebraic description. Algebraic description of the locus. Okay. This can be obtained in the following way. How do we obtain our equation of locus? With the following points. What are they? Let us see one by one. First one. Consider a point Pxy on the locus. First step you have to do is to take a point, to assume it as a point which is lying on the locus. That point is said to be Pxy. Why Pxy? What is meaning of Pxy? It is a point. You can see when you take a graph, what is the point which is taken here? If suppose I am taking a point here with other color, to give the clarity I am taking with orange color. So what is this? This is a point P. P 2, 2 here. We write it as P 2, 2. Why? Because this is 1, 2. 1, 2. So this is a 2 units distance from x-axis, 2 units distance from y-axis. This is said to be the point P2, 2, like that. Here also taking a point on the locus which is said to be Pxy. Second point. Write the geometric condition or conditions to be satisfied by P in terms of an equation or inequation. It may be equation or inequation also by using proper symbols. We have to write the geometric condition which is given in the question. Okay, in terms of an equation or inequation with the symbols. Next point, apply the proper formula of coordinate geometry. We have to use the formula then and also translate the geometric conditions into an algebraic equation. After applying the formula, we have to translate the geometric conditions into algebraic equation, because what we have told here, locus is nothing but an algebraic description, no? So we have to translate the geometric condition into algebraic equation. Simplify the equation so that it is free from radicals. There should be no radical in the given equation. That is to be simplified. And next point is verify that if the other point, suppose qxy, if taken, it satisfies the given equation, then that q satisfies the geometric condition also. That is to be verified here. The equation thus obtained is the required equation of locus. These all are the points which were given here. Please note down in your notes for future correspondence. I hope you enjoyed my class. If you get any doubts, you can ask me. Thank you.